the nightlife calling. Can you hear it in your mind? It's the daylight falling. Can you leave it all behind?
Hi, I'm Russell Kogan.
I'm Raquel Medina.
And I'm Ruben Gill, and you're watching the Panther Studio Showcase. We bring you quality news and entertainment. But we've got a lot to get to, so let's get right to it.
Alright, well, let's start off with talking about Ardsley, this small, quiet, neighborly village.
We know what Ardsley is like, Russell, but let's find out what people in the high school really think about when they hear the word Ardsley.
I think we're boring.
Well, it's a good thing we didn't ask you.
Well, let's get right to it. Here's our first clip.
What's the first word that comes to mind when you think of Ardsley?
Students.
That's a wrap. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Ardsley?
Maybe community?
Yeah, community. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Ardsley?
Fun. Boring? I'd say exciting.
Yeah, forget. Where you came from?
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Ardsley? Team spirit. Yeah. That comes to mind. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Ardsley?
Aisha.
Awesome people.
Work. That's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Ardsley.
Good school.
It's good. It's perfect. What's the thing you think of when you think of Ardsley?
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Ardsley?
Football.
Word. What's the first thing you think of when you think of Ardsley?
I'm eating! God.
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Ardsley?
School.
Oh my god, I told you. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Ardsley? Orange. What's the first thing you think of when you think of Ardsley?
A mad shady coconut.
What's the first thing you think of when you think about football?
Football.
I mean, another word.
What is it for?
What's the first word you think of when you think of Ardsley?
Special.
Well, moving right along. For those of you who don't know, October is usually an exciting time for Ardsley students.
Yep, there's Spirit Week and Homecoming and the pep rally.
So let's see some footage of the 2012 Ardsley High School pep rally, filled by Eric Corwin.
October 19th, 2012, Ardsley High School Gymnasium. The students file in filled with excitement. It's the AHS pep rally. The students are getting pumped up to show their school spirit. The captains of each team call up their fellow student athletes. The highlight was when sophomore soccer sensation Fallon Sheridan was dipped and dropped by our very own Panther mascot. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. First up, the cheerleaders performed in their annual pep rally cheer. Here's our very own Kalia Allen, Taylor Brodnock, and Candace Abelard dancing to some beats. Here's our very own Ben and Ruben Gill performing in front of the entire school. As is pep rally tradition, the senior girls also performed in front of the whole school. Good job, girls. The football team huddled together, getting excited before a homecoming against Edgemont that Saturday. And as usual, Mr. Morgano led the final cheer.
Just looking at that makes me think about how time has flown by for us here in the high school.
Yeah, we definitely have come a long way since freshman year.
True, we now have that new assistant principal, Mr. Arietta.
Oh yeah. Why don't we take a look at his interview?
I'm Mr. Arietta. I'm the new assistant principal here at Ardsley High School.
So, what college did you go to?
I went to Fordham for my undergrad. I got my bachelor's at Fordham, and I got my master's at Columbia.
When you were in college, were you planning on being an assistant principal in the education district?
I decided in the middle of my college career that I wanted to teach, but I never thought I was be an assistant principal. I was thinking about just teaching.
And you came here from which high school?
I came here from Nyack High School, which was in Rockland County, and I was there for 14 years. And I was a social studies teacher. Something that I do here at school.
Yeah. What your main objective is as assistant principal?
Well, assistant principals, has to deal with a lot of different things. One of my main things I have to deal with is discipline and attendance. Students who are not following the code of conduct, and all people make mistakes. So it's my job to help them learn from those mistakes. So that's one of my main pieces, and then also attendance. If people aren't going to class, I address that along with Ms. DiMaria.
And after that,
hey, I told you guys to get to class! And then also I'm in charge of the overseeing all the clubs. And then in addition to that also is helping supervise the teachers, observing teachers, evaluating teachers.
So why are you so passionate about bullying?
It's something that I think is very important because for me, I believe that all students should be comfortable to be, in being at the school.
How would you describe your personality?
I like to think like doing this job, I have to be, very, kind and open and friendly. And I would say for the most part, I'm a pretty, low-key, understanding person who, doesn't really get too excited or too upset about anything. This isn't a latte!
Well, he seems like a nice guy.
Yes, I agree. I think the high school will benefit from having someone like him as assistant principal.
Okay guys, let's take a break from all the serious stuff and watch our first creative clip, a short by Nick Baldock and TJ Lyons.
What's it about?
It's about hunger. TJ's hunger.
Okay, sounds interesting. Let's see what it's about.
Well, it's been fun. Thank you for watching our first episode of PSS. I'm Russell Kogan.
I'm Raquel Medina.
And I'm Ruben Gill.
And thanks for watching.
moving right along, Ardsley is usually exciting in the month of October.
That's a cut. Alright. 3, 2.
Wait, what am I supposed to say?
We're starting that.
We've come a long way since freshman year. Okay, go.
No, I'm saying that.
No, I'm saying
Starting right from the
Yeah.
Just tell people to shut up.
Alright.
And we lost them.
Alright, we're good.